John say the John's Detective John's John say the detective.
If you don't want to spend $3,000 to $4,000 on a new Kronos 3, and you can live without the extra voices and the quicker boot up time, this might be a perfect video for you to watch. Today, I'm going to give a Kronos LS-88 a full 60,000 mile tune-up. We're talking about a brand new keybed that I got here from Syntaur Productions, cloning the hard drive, swapping out the internal battery, and cleaning up the wood panels. By the way, I'm not a licensed technician, and following these steps could void your warranty. In my case, my keyboard's old enough that I don't have to worry. Before we jump in, here's a look at the current keybed. You can see the keys are uneven, some sit higher or lower than others, and the action just isn't smooth anymore. That's why I'm going to replace this, and the replacement is long overdue. Let's dive in. Step one is replacing the keybed. I sourced a brand new replacement keybed from Syntaur Productions. This is one of the best places to get authentic keyboard parts. Once installed, it brings the LS-88 back to that smooth, even key action it had when it was new. I've included a link in the description. Next up is cloning the drive. I'm going to take out the SSD that's inside the Kronos and hook it up to my Mac for duplication. You can also do this on pretty much any computer that has disk cloning tool. You'll also need an external enclosure or docking station. Once the process is finished, you'll have a backup drive ready to go in case the original ever fails, or to use in another Kronos, in my case.
Quick warning after replacing the keybed on the Kronos LS-88 like I'm showing you. Inside the box, there's an envelope saying, if notes don't play correctly, replace capacitors C48 to C55 on the KLM3609 board. I looked at the board and decided to cross my fingers and put the Kronos back together and hope for the best since the capacitors were so small. I installed the new keybed anyway. It booted fine, felt great, and I even gigged with it. After a couple weeks, though, I noticed a problem. If I played several close notes in the high register, a loud overtone would jump out of nowhere. The only manuals online are for the original Kronos and Kronos X, and those don't even have the same boards. So I opened the LS back up, tracked down the board, and found the capacitors. They're microscopic, definitely not a DIY solder job. I removed the board and brought it to a friend with an electronics shop who had an off-site specialist replace them using a microscope, and they had to remove the plastic connector clips so they wouldn't melt. I picked up the board 2 days later and reinstalled it. The screws holding it in are on the back panel near the MIDI connection. Once I reinstalled the board, the overtone was gone. Perfect. The newer keybed has definitely been redesigned to feel more solid when pressing the keys. This keyboard is now a pleasure to play. So, if you replace your keybed and hear weird artifacts in the upper range, those caps are almost certainly the fix.
Step three is replacing the internal battery. The Kronos uses the standard coin-type CR2032 battery. Swapping in a fresh one ensures the system settings and clock keep working properly for years to come.
There are several videos already posted on YouTube that describe how to change out the battery on the Kronos motherboard. I will put a link in the description.
And that's it, the Kronos LS-88 60,000 mile tune-up. In my next video, I'll clone and drop the drive into a Kronos X, license everything, and make it a perfect twin. If this was helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more Korg tips and deep dives.
John say the John's Detective John's John say the detective.